Rise, ye ashen, tarnished, chosen undead, and welcome Souls fans, new and old, to the next installment of your Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin Platinum Guide. So, in the last video, we beat a couple of bosses, very simple ones. We did get through the Hide Night section of the game, which is one of the more challenging ones, but we did it in the easy way, and now we're ready to take on No Man's Wharf. So, from the bonfire where we left, toggle and light your torch. And we're going to proceed on. So, we're going to light a sconce at the bottom. There is an enemy, we're going to get charged by a dog, there's a lot going on. Our first aim is to light the sconce. Then bob enemy, then bob dog. And the dog's going to be hesitant because you have fire. That enemy up there should jump down, but apparently doesn't feel like it. Thanks Dark Souls 2 for continuing to make this difficult. Enemy down here, as you can see. And what I'm doing is I'm just setting a light to these sconces. It's a dark area. Switching to my shield, because this enemy normally will aggro you. These enemies, if they start attacking, get your shield up. Cannot stress that enough. Right. Relight my torch. Light the sconce. And we're going to come back now. So we're going to approach this in a very methodical way. If you die and you want to go back, I highly recommend follow the same route again, just to make sure that you are dealing with. Oh, you're going to get your bow, are you? Well, spell time. Bop. Bop. And I'll take one to the face. Don't worry, we've got the Ring of Restoration. We will just slowly recover that back. Light the sconce. And at this point, take your shield out. How rude. If in doubt, yeah, I'll use a life gem. Shield up. Nope, no enemy up here. Didn't need to use the life gem. Not a problem. Grab the soul item, open the chest. Grab the titanite. And I will catch up with my note. There we go. Okay, back down we go. We will go into that water in a moment. However, we first... Do I deal the ambush? No, we go into the water. We have notes for a reason. Soul item and life gem. So, as you can see, there's an ambush there, ambush there. Just need to be mindful. Take out this guy and just move back a bit. And all we're going to do is just make sure that we're not fighting too many of them at the same time. So, similar to a fighting game, I guess, this is all about taking your turn. If the enemy is attacking, respect them. If they're not attacking, take advantage. Not sure why he hasn't aggroed, but we'll take advantage, as I literally just said. And so this torch guy won't actually attack you. You can actually utilize him as your source of light in the level. However, I prefer to go with my own, and I'd rather have kind of the predictable stability than rely on him. Also, we're going to definitely use a torch. There are some monstrous enemies that are very much afraid of the light, and we're going to use a torch as our way of cheesing around those. So, light the torch. Come back across. Let's light this first sconce at the bottom. And you can even kind of use your torch as a bit of a shield, but what we're going to do is try and get the attack in first. 2 attacks. If you're in doubt, use your shield, let them bounce off the shield. Relight the torch. There it is. There's a sconce. And a doggo. Shield. Up we go, and there's good old Lucatil, who we definitely want to talk to. Oh! There we go. I knew I was missing someone. There we go. Right, talk to Lucatil. As always, exhaust.
What could... Ah, yes. I have not... This is for you. Of course.
So you have to exhaust her dialogue, because otherwise she may not become summonable for the boss.
I was raped. Life was hard. I had... And then I... Have you heard an
So keep going until she starts repeating herself.
I'm sorry, I suppose. I'm sorry, I suppose. I'm sorry, I suppose.
Cool, there we go. Okay, and pretty sure. Yep, up here. We're going to see if we can sneak behind this guy. Nope, but that's fine. Okay, let him bounce with the sword and get you 2 hits in quick. And then what we're going to do is relight our torch. We'll light this. Nope, wrong way. Roll through the barrel. That's left a little pool of oil, which is going to come in very useful, as we're going to set that on fire to kill a bunch of dogs. Inside here, we've got a couple of those dual wielders. One dual wielder and a dog. There's another one. I swear this run is just messing with me. So, definitely kill this guy. He's going to keep throwing pots at you. That archer, we're going to have to deal with him later, unfortunately. Actually, let's deal with him now. Well, now we'll definitely have to deal with them later. Okay. If you can kill him, it's definitely a bonus at that point, but we'll deal with him later on. At this point, you want to try and get locked onto one of the dogs if you can, although it doesn't seem to be wanting to let me. So, we're going to get back to our trusty boat. We just need to... No. There we go. Once you hit one, that will start them off. They're going to attack the barricade. So at this point, with your fire sword, strike the floor, and let's fire to it. And here they come. And that's just going to help with some of the damage. Down here, just remember there's an archer up there. There's also another archer around the side. So we can take quick advantage of you. Quick advantage of you. And are you going to let me lock on? No, you're not going to let me lock onto him, are you? No, that'd be too easy. In here, this is where the two sleeping swordsmen are. And by two, of course, I mean three. Get the backstab on one of them. Go. Around the back of the bar, open the chest. This is the Brigand starter set. And up here, where one of those came from, there is another swordsman. So normally there's two of them up here. The one that kind of ambushed us while I was getting that sleeper, he came from upstairs. I'm not sure why he aggroed us, but... So there should be the three sleepers down here, and then those two upstairs. You want to lure them down, because what you don't want them to do is hit this chest. Because if they hit the chest, they'll break it, and then that's a Titanite shard and a repair powder that you won't have. This is where the archer was, so... There he is. And this we will open, and there's Galvan. Amazing Galvan, the merchant that buys the stuff we don't want. What more can you ask for? Right. We're gonna go back in, back down. We're gonna go relight our torch. And we're going to go back onwards. Light this sconce. And keep your torch lit. So you're going to get the first monster here. And as you can see, they don't like fire. However, don't take advantage for too long. At some point, they will do this weird kind of war cry, and at that point they're just going to go aggro on you. These guys do so much damage, it is unreal. So you've got to play it safe, have your torch lit, take advantage of the torch as long as you can. Yeah, that's definitely what I recommend. Spellbolt this guy. And then come around here and grab our first miracle. Emit Force. First miracle of 28 miracles that we're going to get. Right. Now, inside here, inside this door is 2 more of those monsters. That one dropped. Oh, he's gone into berserk mode. And there we go. So yeah, they do a lot of bleed build up when they attack. That's the bigger problem. One of them fell down through here, so there's 1 more upstairs. So there's 2 downstairs, 2 upstairs. We're just going to take advantage of the fact that we have a torch and a fire weapon. Open the door, and beware, the wooden chest is trapped. So metal one is fine. Open that. Great sword, which we can sell to Galvan. And remember, there's 2 types of traps: poison or crossbow. There's crossbow. And as you can see, that one nicked me. Grab some silver talismans, and I'm gonna life gem. I'm gonna save my Estus just in case for the boss. Right. Drop back down. Move on. I have never noticed that before. Huh. So like that, that's going to come in very useful. Because upstairs there are 2 of the dual wielders, so we can get our shield out. This is why we don't want to attack. Life gem. Stop it. Right, and now once we've done that, light our torch. Up we go. Light the sconce. And pull the lever. You must pull this lever. That is what's going to make the ship come into dock. If you don't do this, then all the journey you've done so far in the wharf is for naught. There you go, so you can see it's lit up. And it's going to pull up to dock. There we go. Lovely. Come down here. Grab life gem and a homeward bone. And we're going to lock on, and we're going to spell snipe so that enemy drops and dies to full damage. There's another enemy there. We're going to snipe him. Snipe hanging assassin archer. Down 1 and inside for 2 monsters. So, down, inside, monster 1. Oh, that's the berserk there, you saw. So now, he's going to attack us regardless. So, safety first. As you can see, I prioritise rolling to avoid the attack, rather than just running in and attacking, because he'd gone into berserk mode. Grab the fire arrows. 2 monsters. Once you go outside, watch out, there is an assassin around who is going to rush you. light. Where are you? There you are. So as soon as you saw that, I started attacking before he got in range. They're that fast. Right, get my bearings. Down we go. Yep. Down we go. That's the assassin I was trying to find. Light the sconce. Put out the torch. In here. This should be poison pots and 2 sleeping dual wielders. So we get a backstab on one of them. And I'm going to leave there so that I don't get poisoned. Come on. There we go. So, open the chest. That's going to give you a fragrant branch of yore. Change your weapon to the hand axe. Dual wield, and we're going to smash this wall. Yep, third type of secret wall. We've had the one that you press X on, we've had the one that you roll through, and now we've got the one that you attack. One hand. Bop the crystal lizard. 2 single swings, don't do a combo. Grab the Titanite and large Titanite. Grab the fading soul. The soul packet, life gem, name a soldier, and open up the chest for the Royal Soldier's Ring, also known in Souls 1 as the Havel's Ring. This is your equipment burden ring. So we can utilize that later, but for now we're in a good place for our equipment weight, so we're okay. So re-equip your fire longsword +5. And we've got... where are they? If you don't have any firebombs from any enemy drops, you've got your witching urns. So equip those, and we're going to throw one of them to destroy at least one of these poison pots. Take them back off. And we can get throwing knives and a flame butterfly. Flame butterfly is an item you can use to light your torch without a sconce. We don't need to light our torch. We're going to come out. I say we don't need to. Actually, there's a sconce. Let's light that. Just to keep the area as bright as we can. There we go. Like that. Right, shield. Upstairs there is another of those dual wielder enemies. Shield up. Let him bounce off and attack. And then up again. And there he is, Galvan. So, before we talk to him, we're going to pull this to open the shortcut. Just in case.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Gavlan.
Oh, Gavlan. I always get
Wheel.
Galvan and Gavlan
Gavlan
mixed up.
deal.
Gavlan, wheel, Gavlan deal.
Gavlan wants what? With Gavlan, you...
Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to sell some unnecessary trash. We can sell our 2 daggers. I like to keep the bandit's knife just so I have a dagger option. I don't know why. I just do. Get rid of broken thief sword. Don't need a short sword. I mean, realistically, we don't need much at all. I'm not going to sell everything because some of this I've got from drops. But it doesn't matter because I've got my guide set up so that I'm only going to use souls that you will guaranteed have. So don't worry if I do sell something that you don't have, it's not a problem, you won't need those souls. So yeah, feel free to sell. You can definitely sell the Drangleek sword. We're not going to use most of this stuff. I keep the hand axe around, it's quite useful. Don't need the bandit axe, don't need the morning star. Craftsman's hammer I kind of keep, just if anything else, just for posterity. Don't need the halberd, don't need the knight halberd. The Grand Lance, keep it. If you want an alternative weapon, it's just a good one to have. We don't need a whip. We've got one sorcerer's staff, we don't need another. Keep the chime. We definitely don't need crossbow. Keep the binoculars, you might as well. Keep the buckler, we don't need the palmer, we don't need any foot soldier shields. Don't use the cleric's palmer. Large leather shield we'll keep as our lightweight shield option. And we don't need the tower shield. So keep Watch Dragon palmer. Keep the Drangleek shield. At the moment it's your only 100% block. Keep large leather. Keep buckler. Make sure you keep your bow. Keep your chime. Keep your staff. Keep the Grand Lance. Keep the fire longsword. The rest. Oh, and the hand axe. The rest it can all go. Armor. I like to keep all the armor. So all I do is I sell duplicates. It just gives you weight options to work around with. You don't need to do this, you definitely don't. You can sell. Just keep the armor for now, it's safer that way. So sell any duplicates. Definitely not selling rings. If you're desperate, you can sell crossbow bolts, but that's about all we want to sell there. And then all we're going to do is we are going to buy his 20 poison arrows. So we definitely made a lot more money from that transactions.
Many deal, many thanks.
Gavlan. So cool. Big fan. Alright. Come back out the way that you came up. Oh, there's our assassin doing a ragdoll. Right, come back down. We want to drop down to the next area. So, down we go. Actually, before we do that, let's light the torch. Because down here there be monsters. Are you in here or here? Oh, I saw you in there. Both is the answer. Oh, fire longsword at risk. We're gonna have to repair this. 4. Right. Come up to safety, and then going to use a repair powder. So anytime if you see that your weapon is at risk, you can see in the bottom left where the fire longsword is, you can see that red bar that we've just increased to half. That is the durability. Not too big a problem in the first game, however in this game definitely durability is a factor. So don't be afraid to use repair powder if that's getting low. Right, so nothing in here. Enemies in waiting there. Spell. Spell. Grab human effigy and life gem. Light sconce on bridge. Hello? Light sconce on the bridge. And we kick down the shortcut. Pop these barrels. Up here, we take our torch off now. And we're going to talk to our sage.
Very well.
He senses power.
I am Carillion.
So to speak to Carillion, you need to have your int. I think it's either 12 or 16, but ours is at 20, so it's fine.
Let us explore.
All we're going to do is first we're going to buy, and we're going to buy a great heavy soul arrow. Okay, so great heavy soul arrow. That's 4,500 souls. Yes. So that is sorcery number 3. 3 of 31 sorceries now that we have. After that, talk and exhaustive dialogue.
It is a fit. I suspect that I may eat sorcery. Use scrolls, but the untrained never forget. The forces of it is a. I suspect sorcery. Use scroll, but the
okay, so he should be looping the same things now. Yep, there we go. So he's looping, so that's perfectly fine.
Young pupil, do not take my teeth.
Yep, that's great. Down we go. Don't worry about the item up there that we didn't get. It is not worth it. Now, before we summon our NPCs, we're going to make the journey that little bit easier. So once you come here, don't know if you just saw it, but you get ambushed by this chap. So that is ambush 1. And now we've got this chap. See, I hesitated. Double blader. We'll use an Estus. Got enough, and I've got life gems. And as you can see, big boy up there is going to be. Actually, no, I'm going to save my spell. Will I regret that? Maybe. Big boy. Already regretting that we didn't just spell him. Oh well. Use life gem. And if you are not in human form, get ready to use a humanity, because we are now ready to summon both NPCs for this area. Ready for the Flexile Sentry boss. So this one should be Lucatiel. Before we summon Lucatiel, the reason that I'm going back first is taking Lucatiel here and then going back. There is a chance that she falls into the water and dies, and then we've got to redo this whole area. So Bradley of the Old Guard, summon, and then move on. It will catch up. So Bradley can die during this fight, that's not a problem. Lucatiel has to stay alive. So I mentioned, I believe in the last video, if not the beginning of this, Lucatiel, we have to successfully defeat 3 bosses with Lucatiel summoned, and Lucatiel must survive the fights. That is for a trophy tied to her questline. We're going to have to do the same thing with Bernhardt later on. So that is very key and important. This area is actually kind of cool, in a bad way. Bad for us, cool. So the boss we're going to fight, the Flexile Sentry, you'll notice we're about to step in some water. Here it is. As the fight goes on, the water raises, which then hinders your movement. So it's somewhat of a timed boss. It's also a two-headed boss, which is why it's flexile. So, shield up, roll, and the aim here is to very much let the NPCs take the aggro, and you do not want to get in front of the two-sword face. What? Why? So the idea is NPCs are supposed to take the aggro, and then you just chip away with your spells, similar to what we did for the old giant. That's fine. As you can see, we're doing okay. Bradley chips away with him. Ow. There we go. Club's much easier to deal with when clubs go on the aggression. There we go. Right. NPCs are finally doing their job and taking the aggro. Nice and easy. We just spell bomb our way. You can easily one-on-one this, but don't forget you have to defeat it with Lucatil to get a platinum. Flexile Sentry Soul. And you might be thinking at this point, it's been ages since we had a trophy. Yes, that is very true. You know, this is a pretty big game, so you know there's still quite a lot to get done. Up the ladder. Now, it is very important. Open the chest first. Open the chest. Do not inspect until you've opened the chest. You can only get to the chest from this room. If you inspect, you're going to have to go back into the boat. You're going to have to go back to No Man's Wharf, call the boat, do this all again. Open the chest, grab a pyromancy flame, and your first pyromancy, fireball. 1 out of 24 pyromancies. Now you can examine this. That's going to move the ship. Now, I remember when I first played this, at this point I was like, I had no heals left, I was like, I've just been a boss, where's my bonfire? Oh, it must be through here, surely. Oh, look, a light. And then I saw this enemy and I went, no. So yeah, 2 sleeping enemies, let's just take advantage and go backstab on one of them. But don't worry, the bonfire is after these enemies, so... But yeah, I was in such a panic, and then I got in this lift, and I was in such a panic about it as well. But yes, thankfully there is a bonfire, and we're actually getting to a more familiar location again. We're going back to the Lost Bastille, just from the different direction. So we did it via the secret shortcut from the nest. This is the way that you get there, the, in quotes, proper way. Fireball to submit up the lift. Nope, straight to the bonfire. Okay, and check the cells. Grab some common fruit because why not? Do you need it? No, but you can. And then up here for a bonfire. There we go. Exile holding cells. So that's where we are. So travel, Lost Bastille, that's where we are, and we're going to go back to Macduff's workshop. We're going to upgrade our equipment.
I ought to flame.
Reinforce, and we're going to reinforce Fire Longsword 2+6. And if you can, get your Sorcerer's Staff to +4. In fact, am I right that I can purchase? I can. So let's purchase. If you don't have a large Titanite shard, then purchase 1. And then you can reinforce your Sorcerer's Staff to +4. If you already have one, don't buy one. Flame, dear flame. And then we're going to travel back to Majula. You are going to spend all of your non-boss soul items. Ready for our level ups. There we are. Emerald Herald, Seek List. Level up. Right. We're going to go Attunement +2 to get us to 16, which will give you your 3rd spell slot. Int, you're going to do +2 to get to 22. And then Faith, you're going to go +3 to get that to 7. And then the last thing we're going to do in this video is some bonfire maintenance at Majula, attune spells, attune your Great Heavy Soul Arrow. So we now have a mini, medium and large in terms of our damage output, and then burn the Sublime Bone Dust. Some force has strengthened the Estus Fires. And then lastly, we're going to travel, and we're going to go back to the Tower Apart. So Lost Bastille, and then off to the end, the Tower Apart. Okay, great progress. This is a fantastic place to leave it, as we are going to crack on in our next video for our next boss fight. We're going to work towards the Ruined Sentinels, a trio of bosses. Can be very daunting, however, we are going to handle them as easy as possible. We're going to give you a way that we can guarantee kill one, and then ideally NPCs will handle one while we deal with the other. We'll see what happens with the NPCs. It's not the end of the world if you do end up with a 2-on-1. It is manageable. You just have to play very patiently, make sure you prioritize evading, and then get one hit in where you can. If it's a 1-on-1, then you can evade, get 2 hits in, let your stamina come back up, rinse and repeat. So that's what we'll be doing when we get to the Sentinels in the next video. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying following along the video so far. We're definitely back on the right track now, after the hiccups of a few videos ago. So yeah, thoroughly enjoying recording this. It's great when things don't always go to plan, but hopefully it's still simple and easy enough for you to follow along with. So with that, I'll see you all in the next video, and bye for now.